we're gonna do a little segment called Kuris Kitchen Pretend Banner, and we're gonna make Japanese style sandwiches, and there's a reason for that. Reason is that last year, my boyfriend and I and a few of his friends went to Japan. And we stopped at 7-Eleven thinking it was going to be normal, and we found these really, really cute little Japanese sandwiches that were cut in half and then folded and then wrapped up, and they were like perfect petite size. And so we kind of missed them, so I just decided to make them one day and surprise him, and it turned out well. So let's start. So we have a really tiny tomato, just because the big ones tend to not fit. Then we have turkey. The sandwiches in Japan were ham, and I don't like ham, so I'm just gonna use smoked turkey. You can use pretty much anything, but that's just what I like. We have provolone cheese. You can use any cheese, but that's what I want. And then mayonnaise. I tend to use the Japanese mayonnaise that you can get at Mitsuwa. I forgot what it was called, but it's like this little really cute bottle. And then bread over here, we're using white bread because it's easier to cut and it's more stable. You can use wheat because that's kind of the same thing. And then iceberg lettuce. Reason for iceberg lettuce is because it's crunchy. So yeah, let's get started. Usually you want to wash your hands first just because you don't want to touch this gross stuff with gross fingers. And I already did that, so we're just going to skip that test. Yeah. With the tomato, usually I start from the butt, is what it's called, and you just start cutting. So swift like butter, that's what you want. So what I usually do is really thin pieces, like this. You don't want it too thick because when you bite into the sandwich, it'll fall apart. So you just want really thin, not too thin, like it's paper thin, but thin enough that once you bite it, it dissolves. So I'm just gonna cut a few pieces just like that. So pretty! You only need like 2 or 3. So just wrap this up and put it back in the fridge. And then for the turkey, I got really thin ones. Again, not thin where you can see transparent, but thin enough that you can roll it up like so. So these are just the Oscar Mayer thin ones. And then provolone cheese is kind of thick, so that's kind of cool. So what you do first is you take your bread, and the trick is, my boyfriend did not know this, you have to grab the mayonnaise, and with the mayonnaise you put a half a scoop on one side, just like that. And then you want to put a little more on the back end of it, but make sure you put mayonnaise on both sides of the bread, because then it sticks to the lettuce and then it sticks to the cheese and then everything sticks together and nothing falls apart, and then you won't look like a weeaboo. So the first thing you do is the cheese. Press it right on so it stays. And then the turkey meat, the ham, whatever you want to use. What I do is I take it like this and I fold it so it's like a smiley face or a crescent moon, whatever you want to say, just like that. And with the turkey you can put as much as you want, but I tend to keep it simple just because that's how I was in Japan, and I want to make it as close resemblance as when we got them there. So just like that, all set to go. For the lettuce, I never use the top pieces just because they tend to look really bad or get damaged when you're buying it, like this ripply stuff. You want to make sure you get the crunchy side. So usually I just rip it up just like this. Rip, 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 rip. So what I do, rip this all over, take it from the butt, call it the butt. And then for this half, you want to get the crunchy half. So you don't want the white part here because it's really bitter. So usually what I do is I just cut up this part, just the very butt end of it, or just rip it, either one works. So you get the bitter taste, and then you have the darker leaves here. So you have this. So what I like to do is I place it here. Sometimes it'll come off the edge here, so usually I'll just fold it. And since it's crunchy, it'll keep its shape. I put quite a lot of lettuce just because in Japan they were really crunchy. I remember we were walking to a train station to go, I don't remember where we were going, but it was early in the morning and we were in Kyoto, and my boyfriend bought a sandwich from 7-Eleven, and we were getting on the train and the train sirens were going off and I could still hear him like crunch down on his sandwich, and I thought it was so funny. So the tomatoes, very important. Like I said, make sure they're super thin. And you wanna put only about 1 or 2 tomatoes. Since these are super thin, I'm gonna put 2 of them, just like this, right in the middle. If you put thick ones and 1 thick one, when you bite into it, either the tomato will slide out or the whole sandwich will come apart, and that's not cool. It's not kawaii, so don't do it. You have the other piece, mayonnaise, push it down. Now here's the trick. In Japan, they cut the crust, or you can buy bread that has no crust. I like cutting it off because it makes me feel like a chef. So that's what we're gonna do. So what I do is I press it down, take the knife, the tip of the knife, press it right on here. You don't wanna chop it like this, like you do onions. You wanna gradually, slowly rip it off because you don't want the whole thing come off. You want a clean cut. So tip down and just start poking, poke, 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 poke. Again, don't do this, and you just wanna poke. Poke, 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 and then slide over. Tip down, and then just gradually go along, and then pull out. Usually, the edges right here again, because you don't want all the stuff falling out of it. That's not cute, and the big thing about Japan is having cute food. So, take the corner again. And this one you have to go really slow so you don't cut anything. Again, tip, tip, tip. Hold the sandwich, don't press down. Tip, tip. Especially on the corners, you want to be careful. You gotta cut this again. Don't be scared to run your knife through again. And then we have these really, really cute sandwiches. You can see the inside of it goes from cheese, turkey, lettuce, tomato, and then you have the mayonnaise on both ends. Dun, 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 dun. Legend of Zelda. Ha 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 ha. Rupee. So yeah, we have the sandwich here. I plated it kind of cute, whatever. But this is not how they served them in Japan. They were actually saran wrapped. So, and looks like this. Yeah, that's it. Woohoo! You got lunch for your work. So yeah, hope you like this video. Hope that you can make your own 7-Eleven Japanese sandwich replica. They're very tasty. They're super simple, but they're very tasty. So like the video, like the channel, subscribe to this channel, link down below. You know, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, MySpace, for all you MySpace people. So yeah, next time we will be making onigiri, which for you weeaboos is rice balls. And I'm gonna add cute little faces on them and show you how to cut them, and there's actually like supplies that you use to make them look nice. So yeah, bye!